everybody. So I am here to talk to you guys about how to choose the proper loctician, especially when looking for lock extensions, instant locks, starter locks, and all that jazz. Like, if you're starting off your lock journey, this is what you need to know. Okay, so I might be looking down a few times because I wrote on a list of things that I realized that was very important for me to know and to ask for each loctician that I did reach out to and speak to. So, and also things that you should look for when you are seeing like their Instagrams, their YouTubes, and stuff like that, their Facebooks, whatever, like they are creating content on. This is what I feel like you should look for. So when you are reaching out, definitely ask for a consultation. I know with COVID and like the pandemic and everything, um, consultation is a little bit more difficult. So you might not be able to have like a physical in-person consultation, but there are virtual consultations where you have like a FaceTime, a group, like whatever, a Zoom call, like whatever it is. So that's something that's very important. So my loctician, we actually did like a text consultation where I showed her a picture of my hair in its natural state. Um, Let her know that I do have 4C hair. This is the hair length. This is what my natural hair looks like. This is what my hair looks like when it's blown out. Things like that. So that way she can have like an idea of one, not only what color lock extensions I would need, and two, like just in general, like how these things work. So I did let her know that I was interested in getting about 80 locks, since technically when I have faux locks I would have about 80 to 84 or whatever, depending, give or take. It might be a few locks off here and there, but this is something that I felt was very important to ask. So I did let her know that I was interested in adding the 8 inches to my natural length, and that I was very flexible in the lock count. So she explained that based off of lock size ratio, that with my hair texture and also the size of my head, that I actually have a small head, so I might not be able to actually fit 80 locks for it to look like seamless. She was like she's gonna try, but definitely 100 locks was out of the question, and 90 was out of the question. 80 was like, maybe we'll try. So, like I said, it took about a little under 5 hours to actually install these locks into my head. Um, and another question that you should be asking these locticians is, you should definitely be asking locticians whether they're using human hair or synthetic hair. Are they creating the lock extensions for you, or are they buying it from a vendor? And if they're buying it from a vendor, definitely learn who the vendor is so you could do your own research. Because there's a lot of lock extensions out there where there's so many people making lock extensions, there's so many locticians making lock extensions and stuff like that, that you might get a synthetic bundle from time to time. So like, these are things that is very important for you to ask. You need to ask if it's human hair or synthetic hair, and if it is human hair, then you should be able to color it. So ask, can this hair be colored? Can it be bleached? If they say no, or they're a little iffy, there's a chance that you might be having either synthetic hair or there's a synthetic blend within that human hair bundle. So that's something that's very important that you should definitely know, especially because it is permanent. I personally wouldn't want synthetic in my hair that's permanent. That's crazy. Like, I want to be able to color my hair when I want to color my hair, and do all of which that I would do with my hair that grew out my scalp, right? That's something that I think is very important. Another thing is asking the time frame as well as the process. So most places, most locticians that I've found usually tell you about 6 to 8 hours. My loctician works a little bit faster than that, so she does it typically under 5 hours for most lock extensions. So she's able to do more than one person's lock extensions in a day, which is amazing. And she does like retwists and everything, like she's excelling. So process is very important, because process will also determine how you handle your upkeep and maintenance. So asking how is these lock extensions is installed into the person's head is very important. The knowledge of the hair curl and density of your hair is so important, especially when it comes to lock size ratio, as well as the process that is needed to be taken. Most will tell you that you need to have your hair in its natural state. Your hair should not be permed. Um, most, well, my loctician at least, she like will cut out all the damaged ends. So if there are straight ends, which I did have some straight ends, she cuts it out to try to just make sure that it's as seamless as possible. So when she did my lock extensions, she actually instant locked my natural hair and then left about 2 to 3 inches out. And that way she can attach the lock extensions to that loose hair that is out and can, weave it in, interlock it. That way we're crocheting it in and it's a seamless cylinder. What happens is that sometimes there's people that will braid it down, then wrap it up and stuff like that. And sometimes it can be seamless and sometimes you can see the bulkiness of it, which is why I say that the process of and how it's installed is very important and will make or break the way that your lock extensions will either look like it grew out your scalp or it looked like you just added it 5 seconds ago. So, and with upkeep, it's always great to ask them, like, how do I upkeep my hair? Like, after it's been installed, like, when should I wash my hair? How often should I wash my hair? What products should I be using? That is so important with how healthy your lock extensions and your locks are in general. Typically, like some people will tell you wait a month, wait 6 weeks, wait 8 weeks. There's people that are telling you longer, and that's crazy because you sweating, your hair dirty, like, and I gotta keep this whole myth of your hair is dirty and that's how your hair grows. Yeah, that's not always true. That can actually stunt your growth. Just saying. So for me personally, I washed my hair in 3 weeks. My birthday was coming up. I wanted a certain lock style. I went back to my loctician. I didn't have any slippage, which is why it's important to know about your process, because some locticians might be telling you shouldn't wash your hair for 6 weeks because you're waiting for your hair to, like, mend fully or like enough with the lock extensions, because remember, it's foreign, it's not something that grew out your scalp, so the process might be slightly different. So there the thing about lock extensions is when you first get it installed, it's stiff. Remember, it's not your hair, it's somebody else's hair, it's not yours. So it's gonna be stiff. The more you use, like, wash your hair and stuff like that, the wear and tear, it loosens up and it's flowy. It flows, right? I'm gonna let you know, my hair was not like, bouncing in the wind like it is now. It was a little stiff, and I sprayed it down with my refresher spray, and, like, let the steam and everything hit it, because that's the way of loosening your hair. So I'm definitely telling you, like, after my second wash, my hair was so, like, flowy and everything. And even after my first wash, it was flowy. So it was just like, okay, sometimes you just need that time. The older it gets, the more it moves, the more, like, realistic it looks and things like that. So upkeep, you should definitely try to wait at least 6 to 8 weeks to wash and retwist. Well, not wash and retwist, but to be retwisting your hair. The more often that you retwist your hair, you risk thinning either your edges, your scalp, like, you risk thinning your locks. For healthy looking locks, definitely wait at least 6 to 8 weeks at minimum. If you can wait longer, then wait longer. I know people that wait months before retwisting their hair, and their hair is very healthy. And once you're taking care of your hair, where you're washing, you're moisturizing and stuff like that, oiling your scalp, actually treating your hair like it is, a tree, and, like, making sure that it grows healthy. Wow, I'm sounding like a hippie. Okay, but yeah, y'all know what I mean. This is very important. Um, Location and experience. For me personally, I would rather be in a shop. My loctician has her own separate, like, space inside of her apartment where she has it catered towards her hair care, and, like, this is her salon. I like that. Or if you just have like a regular storefront, I'm cool with that too. Um, Location is important, as well as the experience. My loctician has been doing this for years. She does her own locks. She works on family. Like, she has so much experience in handling lock extensions, handling regular locks in general. The experience is what makes or breaks whether your hair is gonna thrive. People always try to like give you shortcuts and stuff like that. Lock extensions, you can't do a shortcut because you might end up you losing a lock or something. It might like pop. Like, there's so many things that go into making sure that you have healthy lock extensions, and you got to know these things. Um, Also, looking at their work, whether it's pictures and videos. Um, there are people that try to scam you and will take another person's video and picture and stuff like that and act like it's them. So just beware that there's a chance that they might do that. So you just gotta, sometimes you gotta trust, but it could be a little scary. Um, Pricing. For me, I paid about 700 for these lock extensions, and that was actually on the cheaper end. I was fortunate to not spend as much as I typically thought I would have. But lock extensions are not cheap. Like, it's an investment. Locks are a luxury. Remember that. It's an investment. There's some people that will charge a stack and more, enough for New York City rent sometimes, like, depending, or like you renting a room, it's expensive. But the reason why it's so expensive is not only they're taking time to create make the locks for you, which takes a long time. It takes a long time to install it. Then you have to style, retwist, all these things. It's time consuming. So it's going to be expensive, but for the most part, it's the initial payment when you think about it. It's like you put that thing on the house, that deposit on the house, that's your deposit, baby. And then after that, you just pay to upkeep it, I'm probably giving y'all the wrong metaphor, but y'all know what I mean. So this is something that's very important. Definitely make sure that your loctician knows about your hair curl and density, is able to explain lock size ratio to you, explain whether the hair extensions are human hair or synthetic hair, how long it's going to take for it to be installed, what is the process that is installed, how long they've been handling lock extensions, um, what their pricing is, and what upkeep and maintenance is going to look like. So these are the things that I feel like are the top, I think that was 7, right? Top 7 things that you need to know when looking for a loctician, especially when looking for lock extensions, instant locks, starter locks, all that jazz. So I hope this helped. I'll also probably be making a video eventually of how I handle my delicious locks. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.